Hello, scientist. Today we are going to be learning about the external plant parts and functions. Now let's break that up. External. What does that mean? So let's go on to our target. So when we're talking about external structures, today I will describe the external structure of a plant or structures. External means the outside. Structure just means parts. So today I will describe the outside parts of a plant, the external structures of a plant, so that I can understand the function of each plant part. Now, function just means the job of each plant part. So today I will describe the outside parts of a plant so that I can understand the job of each plant part. I will know I've got it when I can label the parts of a plant and explain the function of each part. So I want to share with you something that I brought today to science class. I brought this. And this is a flowering plant that is very common right now in the fall. It's called a mum. You will often see them on display. I see them when I go into Walmart. I see them in the garden center at Walmart. I see them at pumpkin farms, and I see them in people's front yards. But this is called a mum, and this is what we call a flowering plant. There's also a picture on the screen of a flowering plant, and this is one that's more typical in the spring, maybe summertime, where the mum is very common in the fall time. And you can see that the mum has the leaves and the flower, and it's got a stem, and we can't see them, but the roots would be hiding inside this pot. So I want you to be thinking, in your yard, do you still have any flowering plants left from summer? Or do you have a fall plant like my mom at your house? So today we're going to be watching a Generation Genius video, and it's called The Parts of a Plant. Now there is a DIY activity, and there's also a song to sing along with, but you can do that at another time. So as we watch the Generation Genius, I want you to think about, how does a plant use its parts to grow? And so I will have this link in your Google classwork. You'll just click on the link, and it will take you to Generation Genius. And we've been there before. We're going to meet some new scientist friends today, but it is a video that's going to talk about the external, the outside parts of a plant. So that's Generation Genius. So if you'll pause my video now and go to the link and watch the Generation Genius video, and then come back and join me when you're finished. Okay. So now that you've watched parts of a plant on Generation Genius, remember, you don't need to do the DIY activity right now or sing the song unless you have extra time. But how does a plant use its parts to grow? Let's learn more about that. So on our video, we saw these different parts of a plant. We saw the flower, which has the petals, and this is called the structure, the part. And then this would be the function. So this would be the job of each part. The petal's job is to attract animals, usually insects, that pollinate flowers, like the bee, the butterfly, those type of animals, insects. Inside that flower, we will find the seed. The seed is the beginning of a new plant. It helps the flower reproduce. Reproduce just means to make more. So the seed will help the plant to reproduce. We've got the stem. Oops, let's go back. Sorry about that. We've got the stem. The stem will carry water from the roots. Here's the roots down in the soil. It'll carry water up to the leaves. The leaves soak in sunlight and air, and then the leaves will help make food for the plant. And there's our leaves. And then the roots, they're very difficult for us to see. They soak up water and nutrients. They also anchor the plant to the ground. So I was making room for my mums because I was planting some mums at home. And so I pulled out, and I'm going to hold this over a little tray here because I don't want to get any dirt on my laptop. I pulled out a plant. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can get to this a little bit better. I've got two plants in here that I wanted to share with you. Let me get some paper towels so I don't make such a mess. So I pulled out of the ground this plant that I had growing, and you can see the roots. And you can see that there's still soil attached. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. You can still see the leaves and the little bitty flowers that are still on there. Now the stem on this one is a little bit different. This is what we call a woody stem. It's a little bit harder. It doesn't bend. As you can see, I'm not really able to bend it. And it's kind of like a stem on a tree. A tree is a plant, and that stem is a woody stem, and so is this plant. But there's our roots. There's our stem. Here's our leaves, and we've got the flowers. And then if we looked really close inside the flowers, we would find some little tiny seeds. Now I've also got, and this one I'm just going to use with a paper towel, maybe. Hold on a minute. Don't want to make a mess with the dirt. So this one, you can see the roots again. You can see the leaves and the flowers. And this stem is more like a flexible stem. See how I can bend it more easily than I could the woody stem? You can see that I can bend this stem. And so you've got two different kinds of stems, a woody stem, and you've also got a flexible, more bendable stem. So that's just two plants I wanted to share with you that came out of my yard that are some of my summer plants. Okay. Also, I have a model today, and we often use models in the science classroom. And a model is just a version of the real thing. So this is a model. We've got, of course, the flower, and inside our flower, we've got the seed, we've got our leaves, we've got our roots, and our stem. So this is a model of a plant. And we use models in the science classroom. So vocabulary today, real important words that we're going to use a lot in science. If you hear the word part, it just means structure. Structure means part, part means structure. Function means job, job means function. And then these are a system. A system is where all parts are working together. So all the plant parts have to work together to help the plant to survive. We have to have the roots, the stem, the leaves, the flower, the seeds. We have to have all those parts for a plant to grow and reproduce and make more plants. So they're a system, they all work together. So when we think about a system, I want you to think about how a plant and a bicycle are alike. And on your notebook, you can write down some ideas or just put them right up here. If I asked you, which part of the bicycle do you think is most important? Somebody might say the pedals, because if I don't have the pedals, I can't make the bike move. The brakes, I got to be able to stop. The handlebars, I got to be able to turn the bike. The seat, got to have somewhere to sit. The chain helps move those wheels or the wheels. Well, the plant is also a system. So the bike is a system. We can't really operate that bike without all the parts working together. The plant really cannot work without the flower, the petals, the stem, the roots, the leaves, and the seed. It's just not going to work. It's a system, all parts working together. Now today, on our independent practice, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be researching. Scientists research to gain more information. So we can't possibly know everything about plants. So today, on your own, you're going to go to pebblego.com, and I'll have that website in your links for you. And the password, the username is Dry Ridge. Notice that it's all lowercase letters, little letters, no space. And the password is read. Perfect, huh? For PebbleGo. And at PebbleGo, you're going to go to the plant parts. So let me show you how you'll get there, and then you can work on it yourself. Oops, that's not going to work for us right now. So let me just try going to PebbleGo right here. And I can help you get there. PebbleGo. Well, it's still not going to work. That's okay. I think it will work for you guys. So let's go. Let me go back out to where we were. Let's get to PebbleGo. Okay, so we'll try that again to make sure it's working. But we're going to go to pebblego.com. You're going to put in the search bar plant parts. And then you're going to see 5 different sections. And I want you to read today on your own. I want you to read about the flowers, the fruit and seeds, the leaves, the roots, the stem, and the trunks, and the trunk, stem and trunk. And we'll learn more as a scientist researching today. Okay, so we are going to, after we're finished with our Google Meet, we will take a parts of a plant quiz. Please don't take it until our Google Meet. So at our Google Meet, what we will do is we will, at our Google Meet, let me get us there. There we go. At our Google Meet, here's what I want you to come ready to share. I want you to think about how each plant part supports the survival, the growth, and reproduction of the plant. So when we come to our Google Meet, I want you to be prepared to share how does the roots, the stem, the leaves, the seed, and the flower, how do those support the survival of the plant, its growing, and making more? And that's what we will discuss during our Google Meet today. After the Google Meet, we'll take the assessment plant parts. See you at our Google Meet.